So what you got for us? Galarian Articuno. Wow, that's really cool. Most likely we're not going to see it just because we don't have any immediate Intimidate users. Actually, for Gyarados. But looking at this, I don't think Gyarados is great either because of Rotom Wash and Tapu Koko. I don't get terrain support. I don't really need it. I do like Abomasnow, kind of. I think what I like about Abomasnow is it does a good job against every other Pokemon except for Zacian. So if we can deal with Zacian well, then Abomasnow wins the game. So I kind of, with that, I think Berserker, Dialga, late game, or Dialga, Grimmsnarl, Berserker. Or do I want Trick Room? Kind of, maybe I could try it. But then we'll bring our own Grimmsnarl, and then we'll finally bring Snow. Oh, do we need to Abomasnow? No, Rotom Heat actually does really well. So we'll bring in Heat and Snow. Yeah. Okay. One thing to note is that I made myself a little bit more vulnerable to Garchomp. Not the end of the world. It's just something we need to be mindful of. Garchomp's also a good Dynamax partner, or option. So it could Quake. If we survive one Quake, then we can retaliate with Steel Spike. And especially with Berserker on the field, that's actually pretty good. So, yeah, if it's Zacian Dialga, okay, it's Grim and Coco. So, I guess the question here is, am I worried with Coco right now, or do I feel like I can deal with it later? I feel like in this case I can deal with Coco later, so I don't mind actually flash canning the Grimmsnarl, and I'll fake out Grim as well. If the opponent switches out, then they're going to be taking a pretty big hit. And Grim usually doesn't carry Protect. Alright, so we actually get to stop any crazy shenanigans from Grimmsnarl. Coco uses Volt Switch, that's fine. Berserker takes a decent amount of damage. It's really defensive, wow. Crazy to think that Berserker could actually do this, but you know, that's what it is. I actually do have a shiny one, so I could actually use it on a team like this. So we are going to get Galarian Articuno, which is fine, and we get a Fire for Flash Cannon. Alright, we get to knock out Grimmsnarl right then and there. That's really helpful. So I am glad I didn't look at that and say, oh, I need to knock out Coco immediately. Okay, Zacian is up ready to play. Because of that, you don't really have a safe switch into Earth Power. But I feel like I should preserve the Dialga a little bit. Abomasnow is useless to me now. Yeah, and the only thing that would help out against is Coco. Because I brought Abomasnow for Garchomp and Rotom, but they're both not here. So I feel like in this case, I should Iron Head the Zacian. Just to get damage. Or I can Iron Head the Articuno. I'll Iron Head the Articuno. Abomasnow does well against Articuno, but I feel like Rotom can also end the game here too, so not really needed. Okay, Articuno is going to Dynamax, so I am glad I decided, hey, you know what? We're going to kind of take it a little bit slow, which is helpful. Now, what would Articuno do as a Dynamaxed Pokemon? It could max Mindstorm, it could max Airstream, but I honestly don't really have too much speed control I need to establish here. Sacred Sword into the Abomasnow. I figured as much. I will get knocked out, but I preserve my Dialga, which is important. That's the big key here. And we're going to see Max Phantasm. Okay. I survive. Which is huge. Get my Yappa Berry. A Figgy Berry, rather. And we're going to fire up an Iron Head. Does a decent amount of damage, not too much here. I feel like in this case, Rotom does really well. Now what Articuno would have to do is max Mindstorm. I'm going to max Flare into the Zacian spot. I'm just going to Protect. Because Zacian would have to Protect. That means if it runs into Protect again, it can't Protect twice. And Articuno honestly can't really deal with Dialga in the long run. So, I'll wait for it. Yeah. I guess the only problem I have is if Dialga accidentally activates competitive with a potential Flash Cannon special defense drop. But yeah, Berserker is really defensive, which is awesome. That's a pretty cool set. Alright, so Rotom Dynamaxes. If I was Zacian, I'd probably Protect. Yeah, I'm not surprised. If Articuno tries to target the Berserker, we'll be fine. It's going to max Phantasm into Berserker again, which is perfect. While Rotom does lower its defense, not the end of the world. That's also another thing that's probably why Articuno is really, why Articuno and Galarian Zapdos are really good. Thanks to their ability, like the idea of like, oh, lowering special defense and things like that. It helps kind of deal with that well. Alright, well, there isn't really much discouraging me from doubling up in the Zacian spot, so we're going to do that. Cool. That means that Coco is going to be taking a pretty strong attack here. Articuno finally gets the Max Phantasm into the Berserker slot, which is fine. I guess the question here is Coco... Nope, it's not Assault Vest. That's enough to knock out. Alright. Perfect thing here is I know that both Pokemon underspeed. So I get a free Trick Room up. So the tricky thing here is that they have to say, hey, yeah, 130. They'd have to double knock out Zacian. Or they have to double knock out Rotom. So I'm going to go for, ooh, that's a good call out. I do have -2 special attack. Defense. I'd rather max Flare, and then I will Trick Room still, though. But I will focus on this Zacian slot. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Luckily, we take that like a champ. No freezes. Citrus Berry activates. That's good. Yeah, we'll be able to win this. Because Articuno can't take on 2 Pokemon. Perfect. And we set up Trick Room. Cool. Yeah, Articuno just did not exert as much offensive pressure, which was huge, I'll tell ya. That was awesome. This is a really cool team, too. Alrighty. With Rotom Heat done with Dynamax, all we gotta do here is just Thunderbolt and Flash Cannon. Yeah, so no worries there. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. And we just get the Thunderbolt off. So, great game. The Trick Room definitely was very helpful at the end game. And the double up on Rotom was helpful. It was nice to get off knock out Zacian. I think that we naturally had the defense needed for that. So, great game. Woo! That was scary. But that was good.